Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a super duper exciting video for you guys. Sorry about my voice. I'm a little bit sick right now. I have a cold, but I hope it's not too bad. So I'm gonna be talking about some new fragrances that I just bought from Lattafa. These are brand new launches that they just dropped from the Give Me Gourmand collection, and the new Nebras Elixir, as well as the new Eclair Pistache. So I wish I could have bought more of them, but the way my wallet is set up right now, like I really can't do that. So I got 4 of them. Hopefully in the future I'm gonna be trying out the other ones so I can review them for you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna rank them from my least favorite to my most favorite. So let's get right into it. So I'm gonna start with Whipped Pleasure. This one is my least favorite, and I'm gonna explain why. I do like the box, really cute. I do like this packaging. I know a lot of people, uh, I've heard many people like coming for the bottles, like they find them tacky or like cheap looking or whatever. A lot of people don't like these, but personally, I do like it. I think it's very creative, very cute, like a very fun vibe, and it's just really cute. It's something different. I like having like a variety of bottle colors and styles in my collection. But anyways, yeah, the bottle's cute in my opinion. Now, for the smell, I honestly didn't love this one. I feel like it's a little bit artificial, if I'm being completely honest. And it has like a caramel scent, but it's like almost like a caramel cookie. I was expecting something more sophisticated. Like from the live on TikTok, the mega live that they did. That's when I purchased these. They were saying that this one is like sophisticated and more like elevated than the rest of the fragrances, but as of right now, I've only had this for 2 days, and as of right now, it's not really sophisticated. It's super gourmand, super edible. It's sweet. You do get the caramel. I do get almost like a toffee note in here as well, and like a cookie note, like yeah, almost like a cookie note as well. Spray this on my hand as well. So it was here. You know, I do get a little bit of the coffee as well, but just a touch in there. It's not like a super strong coffee at all. You do get like a caramel cappuccino kind of, but what kind of ruins it for me is like that cookie note in there. I feel like it makes it a little bit too edible and not so much like a perfumey type of fragrance, if that makes sense. Like I like gourmands, but when they're too edible like this, I feel like I can't really wear them unless it's just like a pure like vanilla type of fragrance or like marshmallow. When it comes to these like caramel and like coffee scents, sometimes I feel like they make it too gourmand. But I don't want to be unfair. I just got this, so the bottle has not aged or macerated at all, so I don't really want to judge it yet. I want to give it some time, at least 3 or 4 weeks, and see if it improves at all. But as of right now, I I get caramel, I do get coffee, I get, like I said, like a baked note in here, like a vanilla cookie in here. I do get like a milky note as well. But yeah, there's a little bit lactonic as well. But like I said, there's like some kind of like nuttiness in here, or I don't know if it's almond or what it is, but it makes it less wearable to me, in my personal opinion. So yeah, let me go over the accords and the notes really quick, which I wrote down on this paper because my Wi-Fi isn't working, so I couldn't use my laptop. So for the accords, we have lactonic, caramel, sweet, amber, vanilla, white floral, warm, spicy, aromatic, and balsamic. By the way, I don't get any florals in here at all. For the notes, we have top notes, salted caramel, caramel and popcorn. Middle notes, we have milk and jasmine. And for the base notes, we have tonka, benzoin, and musk. Okay, so there isn't any almond. So maybe it's the popcorn in here that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, now that I see that this has popcorn, I think it's the popcorn that's kind of like throwing me off a little bit in here. You know, it's a very realistic popcorn. But for some reason, to my nose, it comes across as like a cookie or like a baked, like some baked good, like a sweet baked bread or like a vanilla cookie. That's kind of what I get from this. But you do get the popcorn as well, and you do get kind of like that salted caramel. I'm gonna be honest, when I first sprayed this, I hated it. I hated it so much. I regretted it immediately for like the first 10 or 15 minutes that I sprayed it. But give it like at least 20 minutes and it settles down. Yeah, when you first spray it, you get like a lot of that popcorn note. It's really musky. You get a lot of alcohol. But like I said, I really don't want to be unfair with this fragrance. I want to give it at least 3 or 4 weeks to age, to macerate, for all the notes to like blend in together. But as of right now, I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. And if it stays like this and it doesn't improve, I probably will declutter this because I don't see myself wearing this. I really was hoping for like a really nice like caramel fragrance, like sweet vanilla, creamy, maybe some coffee in there, kind of like the Britney Spears Private Show. I love that one. That's pretty much like my only coffee and caramel fragrance, and I love it. But this is nothing like that. This is much more gourmand, much more milky, and you get that popcorn, like you get a lot of that popcorn in here. So yeah, I would honestly say this is not a safe blind buy, honestly. But yeah, that's Whipped Pleasure by Lattafa. Not my favorite. But yeah, we will see in 3 or 4 weeks. I will let you guys know if it changes or not. Moving on to the next one. This is my second most favorite, and this is Eclair Pistache. This one, you know, this is another one that I hated it when I first sprayed it. I hated it. Like, I was immediately like, no. Like, I regretted buying it the first 10 minutes that I sprayed this. But I will say it got a little bit better after like 20-30 minutes. My biggest complaint with this one is I don't get that much pistachio. Like, it's supposed to be, like, to me, I was expecting this to be like Eclair, but with a lot of pistachio. And it's kind of that. It kind of reminds me of the original Eclair, but it's not as sweet. It doesn't have as much vanilla. It's definitely a little bit different. And I will say, this one also has like that realistic baked bread or cookie note that is like throwing me off a little bit, if I'm being honest. That's what's like kind of has me on the fence about this one, you know. Let me go over the accords and notes really quick. So for the accords, we have like tonic, vanilla, sweet, coconut, cacao, nutty, woody, and warm spicy. Yeah, you definitely get the coconut. I do get some nuttiness in here that, like I said, I don't pick up on much pistachio, but you do get like a nuttiness. You do get the cacao and the coconut. It is very like tonic. Not really woody, not really spicy, honestly. And for the notes, we have top notes pistachio and pistachio cream, middle notes whipped cream, coconut, and cacao. And for the base notes, we have milk, vanilla, and musk. Yeah. I really wish I got more pistachio in this. And I really wish that coconut note was more subtle in here. I feel like the coconut is what's kind of throwing me off in here. It's like that really kind of nutty coconut that I really dislike in a lot of fragrances. And it's specifically in Middle Eastern fragrances. I feel like sometimes they make the coconut like too nutty. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a toasted coconut, but like a nutty toasted coconut, and it just throws me off sometimes because it kind of takes over the whole fragrance. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's not bad. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I'm hoping that the pistachio comes out more. I'm hoping that the notes blend in better as the bottle ages. And like I said, same with Whipped Pleasure. I'm going to give this one at least 3 or 4 weeks to macerate. And I'm going to try it again and see if it has improved at all. And then I'm going to decide if I'm going to declutter it or not. But if it stays like this, I will declutter it, unfortunately. Oh wait, it's not this one. No, it's this one. Yeah. Yeah, on my skin, it's a little bit better. I get like a creamy, smooth vanilla. Think of like Eclair, but less sweet and less intense, and a little bit more like tonic, and with a little bit of pistachio and a little bit of cacao and a little bit of coconut. Yeah, on my skin, I will say on my skin, it settled more nicely than on the piece of paper, honestly. Yeah. Let me spray it on my skin again because, like I said, the opening was just not it. Like, I hate the opening. Well, yeah. In the opening, that's when you get like a lot of that nutty coconut. I do get a little bit more pistachio in the opening as well. Like, as I dry down, I feel like the pistachio kind of goes away more. But yeah, in the end, on my skin, what I get is like a softer Eclair. Think of like the original Eclair. Make it softer, less intense, less sweet, more like tonic. Add a little bit of coconut, a little bit of cacao, and a little bit of pistachio. That's what I'm getting from this so far. Again, I'm really, really hoping that it improves over time because I do want to keep it, but we'll see about that. Just to kind of give you guys a reference, like the other pistachio fragrance that I'm familiar with is Cherryosa 62 and Mayor. No, I forgot the name, but I'm gonna put the picture of it right here. It's another Middle Eastern fragrance that's inspired by Cherryosa 62. This is nothing like that. This is much more like tonic, much, add the coconut and the cacao. The pistachio is definitely not as strong in this as in Cherryosa 62. To me, in my opinion, Cherryosa 62 is much, much better than this, honestly. But like I said, I don't want to be too harsh, too critical, and, like decide yet whether I'm going to keep this or not. Let's give it 3 or 4 weeks and then we'll see. If it improves, I will let you guys know. But as of right now, if it stays like this, I'm not keeping it. So yeah, that's Eclair Pistache. And moving on to my second most favorite of this collection is Vanilla Freak. Really cute box. Love the packaging. Here's the bottle. Really cute. Although I do like the Whipped Pleasure bottle. I like that one better. But anyways, this one is a really creamy, like kind of airy vanilla, but this one also has that like baked goods note in here, like a vanilla cookie. Yeah, think of like those vanilla sugar cookies. That's what I get from this. And like a really creamy, like tonic vanilla. But at the same time, it's kind of airy and kind of musky as well. I do like this. I like that it's not like a really basic vanilla. Like most vanillas out there are super basic. They're kind of all the same. They don't vary that much. But this one, by the name Vanilla Freak, I was kind of expecting something just like a really intense but basic sweet vanilla. That's what I was kind of expecting from this one. But that's not really what you get here. You get like a baked vanilla sugar cookie and add like whipped cream to that. That's the best way I can describe this. But at the same time, it is wearable. Although it is super gourmand, super like edible, it's still wearable in my opinion. And the longevity is not that bad. It lasted like 4 or 5 hours on my skin. And then it became like very, very faint. But I wore it today and I do enjoy it. I'm thinking of something I can compare this to, but honestly, I don't have anything that smells like this in my collection. This is pretty unique to me, honestly. And I really do like this one. I'm planning on keeping this one in my collection. So let's go over the accords and the notes really quick. So for the accords, we have sweet, vanilla, almond, like tonic, and nutty. For the notes, we have top notes, cupcake, middle notes, sugar, frosting, almond, and cinnamon. And for the base notes, we have butter, vanilla, and musk. Okay, see, that makes sense. That makes sense because you do get like a buttery accord in here. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Like a buttery vanilla. I don't really get cinnamon. I do get a little bit of almond. You get the vanilla, of course. You get the sugar. You get the musk cupcake. Not really. I mean, kind of, yeah. I guess you could say the cupcake is like that baked element in here that I was talking about. This is nice. This is nice. I really enjoy this. It's super gourmand. Super gourmand. Like, it's not perfumey at all. This is very edible. I will say though, I don't like the opening. The opening is very artificial. I get a lot of almond in the opening. A lot of almond, a lot of like butter, a lot of musk in the opening. You do get a tiny little bit of that cinnamon in the opening as well, but let it settle down, give it like 10-20 minutes, and that's when you get like a better idea of how this smells. But honestly, for any of these that I'm reviewing today, if you just go by the opening and you judge it based off like the first 10-20 minutes that you have it on your skin, you're probably not gonna like it, because that's how I felt for every single one of these. When I first sprayed them, I was like immediately like regretting my purchase. But you really do have to let them sit a little bit on your skin, and you have to let the bottle macerate. Like, we all know that about Middle Eastern fragrances. Like, you pretty much need, that's a requirement pretty much of most Middle Eastern fragrances. You have to let the bottle macerate. So yeah, I really do like this one. If you're a gourmand lover, like if you're a gourmand girly, like I'd say this one is a safe blind buy for you. Unlike Whipped Pleasure, I would say it's not, but this one is, in my opinion. If you're someone who loves like realistic vanilla gourmand fragrances, then I would say this is a safe blind buy for you. So yeah, that's Vanilla Freak. So cute, so fun. The packaging really does match the juice. So yeah, that is my second most favorite. And now we're gonna go to my first most favorite, which is not surprising at all. I feel like this one has gotten a lot of hype, and it's honestly worth the hype in my opinion. This is the new Nebras Elixir. Beautiful box, beautiful packaging. Look at that, and look at this bottle. This is so pretty. I love this bottle. I feel like it's like so sophisticated. I love how the colors match, like the white with the bronze or brown, whatever. So pretty. So yeah, this one was my most favorite out of these 4 new purchases. This is such a creamy, milky, soft vanilla, and it's kind of airy as well. This is really beautiful. This is another one that when I first sprayed it in the opening, I absolutely hated it. It smelled like straight Play-Doh for like the first 10-15 minutes. I was like, okay, this was a mistake, but I let it sit. After the first 20-30 minutes, that Play-Doh note really goes away. You do kind of still get it a little bit, honestly, in my opinion, but if I compare it to like the first day that I sprayed it versus like the third, this is like the third day I have this, and the Play-Doh note has reduced a lot. So that's a good thing. In the opening, that's when you mostly get that Play-Doh note that I really dislike. You do get a lot of alcohol, but yeah, even the opening has improved from when I first got it. Right away, you get like a really creamy, milky vanilla. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It's really balanced. Like the sweetness in here it's really balanced. But you do get that Play-Doh note. I'm gonna be completely honest. You do get that Play-Doh note. If you can get past that for the first 20-30 minutes, then it will become a lot nicer, and that Play-Doh note will go away. At least on my skin, you know. The only problem I have with this one is the longevity. It's not good. It's not. It's very like, in comparison to the original Nebras. This one is really bad, because the original Nebras on me, I get at least 8 hours, at least 10 hours, honestly, out of that one. And then this one, it was like 3 or 4 hours. It's very, very light. Like I said, for the other ones, I could be wrong. I have to let the bottle sit. I have to let it macerate for at least 3 or 4 weeks, and then we'll see. And then I can actually like give an accurate opinion on this, especially when it comes to the longevity. I'm like 100% sure that this will improve with maceration. If I give it at least 3 or 4 weeks, I believe that the performance will improve, as well as the notes. They will blend in better, and it will just become like a more cohesive fragrance, if that makes sense. But yeah, so far I do enjoy this. It's very unique. That's pretty much the best way I can describe this. It's really milky, creamy, kind of airy, soft vanilla. It's beautiful. So let me go over the accords and the notes. So for the accords, we have vanilla, sweet, powdery, musky, and amber. For the notes, we have top notes, milk candy, and whipped cream. Middle notes, heliotrope and sugar cane. And for the bottom notes, we have vanilla, ambroxan, and musk. I get the ambroxan mostly in the opening. You know, you do get like a candy note in here, like an artificial candy, but not in a bad way. Yeah, think of like those like yogurt candies. That's kind of what this reminds me of. It's kind of artificial, but it's not bad. It's not too artificial, and it doesn't overpower the rest of the notes. You do get like that whipped cream. You do get like an airy, really creamy vanilla in here. You definitely get the heliotrope as well, and the vanilla and the musk. You definitely get that. So yeah, this is really pretty. I would say this is the safe blind buy. If you're someone who loves vanilla and you loves gourmands and you love gourmands, I would say you probably would like this, honestly. I can't really compare this to anything. Again, this one is a pretty unique fragrance, at least in my collection. If you can look past that Play-Doh note, I'm really hoping that that goes away completely when this bottle macerates. So yeah, that's Nebras Elixir. Love this one. Love it. And I can't wait to let all of these macerate and give you guys an update on all of them and let you know if I'm going to keep them or not, because, you know, I don't want to keep things in my collection that I don't wear. So yeah, and of course I'm always going to be honest with you guys. The Whipped Pleasure was kind of disappointing to me. I was expecting something nicer, a little bit more sophisticated, like a nice caramel fragrance, but I'm not really sure about it. And then for the Eclair Pistache, that one was also kind of disappointing because I really wanted like more pistachio. And like I said, the coconut note in there is kind of throwing me off a little bit. I feel like it doesn't belong in there. But yeah, the other two I really do like, especially this one, Nebras Elixir. But I do enjoy Vanilla Freak as well. So yeah, that's the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like crap, honestly, because I'm sick. Like my throat hurts, and it's just really uncomfortable to speak. But I wanted to get this video out, and I was just really excited to make this video because these fragrances like have been so hyped up, especially on TikTok. And yeah, I wanted to let you guys know my thoughts. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and yeah, I look forward to reading your thoughts. And thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I really do appreciate that. So yeah, see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.